each year it's kind of the same makeup of like how we recruit. Like each year we're looking for a couple defenders, a couple mids, a couple forwards, and a goalkeeper. Um, a lot of things I look at is how do you impact the game, like almost individually. Like what skill set do you bring to the table that can't be matched, kind of thing. And so yes, as a player, but also as a person, you create these relationships corresponding through emails, phone calls, things like that, and meeting the team. Those are really important to me. I don't want to just bring in great soccer players that maybe not be great people or slash or whatever you may be, kind of thing. So there is like a screening process for that in a sense. But again, pretty much the same makeup each year. Is a couple defenders, couple mids, and then utility kind of rolls into that too. So like you said, if you can play in multiple positions, I think that's really just doesn't like push you in just one spot where like maybe one year you come in and you're a defender and we have 4 senior defenders or whatever. So it's going to be really hard. Maybe you can play midfield or something like that. So, yeah.
So let me ask the question I'm always curious about, because every coach sort of answers it differently. I think it changes obviously generationally, but when you recruit these players, or you have a lot of exposure to high school kids, especially now, they all want to come to CNU to play. What are some of the things that you think that they're lacking at that point before they make the jump to college? Because I think one of the things in my conversations with players is I don't think they realize how big of a jump it is from playing high school, playing club, to now competing at collegiate level.
Yeah, I think it's just the physical demand of the season and how you need to prepare your body for, because it is really compact. You play 20 plus games in I don't know 3 months time span. Does take a toll on your body. So if you're not fully ready to go, it's going to be really hard for them to go through the season without picking up some sort of knock or some sort of injury. Then cuts them out of a portion of the season. So I think a lot of it is coming in as fit as you can be, just because of the nature of our season. And then the other factor, another point probably, is just the balance of academics and, again, the demand of you're training 5 days a week, playing once or twice a week kind of thing, having one off day. It is demanding, and especially for a fall sport, because you're just thrown into everything at once. If you're a spring sport, it's a little different because you have the academic piece under your belt already, kind of. I would hope so by then. But for fall sport, you're like full go in everything. You have academics, you have soccer, you have social life, you name it. It's like, boom, all in your face. So here we go. So just being able to manage basically your time is something that's really big too.
Yeah. What's the best way for someone, a player, to get your attention?
Yeah, the initial starting point is an email, like letting us know your grad year, where you play, what club team you play for, what showcase you're going to be at, and if it aligns like with us being there, kind of thing, we'll come watch you play, and then from there, just having that open dialogue back and forth, setting up phone calls, setting up visits, maybe coming to one of our ID camps, kind of thing. So that's kind of the best way to initially start is through email.
Yeah. Do you, I notice a lot of coaches now are placing a lot more emphasis on the ID camps, and I think it makes sense to me, just because I always say tournaments and where you go, there's no guarantee that it's gonna be anything worthwhile to watch, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a balance to it.
Hmm.
Fortunately for us, being a state institution, 90% of our roster is Virginia
Uh,
players, so we see them play in multiple settings
yeah.
pretty frequently. I will say probably 95% of our roster has been to one of our ID camps.
Hmm.
So to me, coming to an ID camp, there's two parts to it. One, that shows that you're really interested in the school,
Hmm.
because you're coming down again to be
Hmm.
coached from the coaching staff. Then it gives you another opportunity to be in front of the staff. We incorporate our players to like help out and kind of
Hmm.
organize the camp so they're around, so they get to know them, kind of thing.
Hmm.
So I think it's very important. It's not the end all be all, but
Hmm.
again, we can we, and I say staff, is we can control that ID camp. So if there's a player we're looking at and it's a forward, well, we're going to set up a session maybe to really
Yeah.
showcase if that's what we want to see, or maybe it's
Yeah.
a couple midfielders. Let's do something different, kind of thing.
Hmm.
Or we pair them against somebody that we know is a good player, or whatever it may
Yeah.
be. So yeah, it's a balance. Again, we encourage it, but again, if you
Hmm.
can't make it work, it's not again the end all
Yeah.
be all kind of thing.